Hey everyone, I hope you've had another blessed day and been able to get outside and enjoy yourself. We're going to continue to read All the Answers by Kate Messner. It's definitely getting really good. So this is chapter 21 and this is called Answers and Lies. So here we go. So Ava walked home alone. She and Sophie had planned to go to the nursing home together to drop off the iPad with Grandpa's songs. Ava didn't want to go by herself, but she thought that was a crummy reason for him not to have music. So halfway home, she changed her mind and took a detour to Cedar Bay. The November wind was getting colder, and Ava's hands were freezing by the time she pulled open the door. When Ava headed toward the community room, Thomas stopped her. "Hey, Miss Ava, it's not Wednesday. What brings you here?" Ava pulled out the iPod and headphones. "I wanted Grandpa to have this. We put music on it, like that song you loved last night." Thomas looked over his shoulder, down the long hallway. "Your grandpa's asleep right now. He's had a bit of a tough day, but I'll give this to him as soon as he wakes up, all right?" "Okay, thanks." Ava left and headed for home. It really wasn't okay. She wanted to stay and see if Grandpa liked the music. She'd wanted to do that with Sophie, to put headphones on Grandpa and play songs and see his face wake up like it did when she'd played Johnny Hodges. But Sophie was mad at her and Grandpa wasn't even awake and everything was ruined. What if Sophie stayed mad forever? Ava shivered and zipped up her jacket. She couldn't imagine school without Sophie or weekends without Sophie. Without Sophie, Ava would never do anything brave. She'd probably never even have another friend because it was always Sophie who introduced her to people and made her feel okay about being someplace other than her bedroom, eating Graham's cookies and reading books. Lucy and Ethel were out when Ava got home. Ethel lowered her head and started towards her, so Ava veered off into the grass. The mud sucked at her sneakers, and she felt cold wetness seeping through her sock. Nobody would be impressed with her fancy green ladder laces now. Ava's eyes burned with tears as she trudged up to the house. Why was Sophie mad at her? Ava wasn't the one who told Sophie to start asking the pencil about boys and crushes and liking people. Ava wasn't the one who'd brought up Jason. She hadn't even known who he was until the pencil mentioned him. Ava took a breath. Maybe Sophie was upset but not mad. Sometimes Ava couldn't tell the difference. She just assumed that whenever anybody wasn't happy, it was her fault. When Ava opened the kitchen door, there were cookies on the counter, along with a note that said Graham was taking a nap. Graham never used to take so many naps. What if she was sick like Grandpa and had to go live at Cedar Bay too? Ava's stomach gave an awful twist. Even Graham's warm cookies didn't look good. Ava tried taking her deep counting breaths, but they came out all uneven and shaky, and made her wonder if there was something wrong with her too. Maybe she had one of those respiratory diseases people got on that epidemic episode of Boston Med. What if Ava had that disease? If she got sicker and sicker and died, Sophie probably wouldn't even go to her funeral. Even with the what ifs, Ava thought. But she couldn't make herself stop. She had to fix this. Sophie had to talk to her. Ava pulled off her stupid goat muddy sneakers, headed for the computer, and typed a message to Sophie. "Hey, want to come over? Gran made cookies." She sent it and stared, waiting and hoping for a fast reply. If everything was okay, Sophie would say yes. Whatever had gone wrong in somebody's day, Graham's cookies made things better, and Sophie totally knew that. Her answer came right away. "Can't, running errands with Mom." "Okay," Ava typed and logged out. But she sat staring at the screen. Normally, Sophie would have invited Ava to come along, or at least told her what the errands were. Ava wondered if there were even errands. She'd ask the pencil, the way she'd ask it how Maya and Lucy felt about her. She was probably worried over nothing. The pencil would probably tell her everything was fine. Ava went to her room, took out the pencil, and wrote, "Does Sophie really have to run errands with her mom right now?" "No," the voice said. As if that should have been obvious, Ava wrote, "Why did Sophie lie to me?" "Because she's angry about what happened with Jason," the pencil answered. "That wasn't my fault. It was your fault," Ava wrote. The pencil didn't say anything. Ava, I didn't hear you come home, Graham said from the doorway. Ava put the pencil down and turned to face her. I saw your nap note, so I was quiet. I haven't been home long. Graham came in and kissed her on the head, then stepped back to look at her. Are you having a tough day? You're blinking a lot. Ava tried not to blink. Her eyes burned. I'm okay. Graham squinted at her. You sure? Ava nodded, but she knew she was going to be on the list in the Jesus Notebook tonight, along with the Yahoo running Mom's Country and the people of war-torn Sudan. That was fun. Ava would take all the prayers she could get. How come you were taking a nap? Graham shrugged. My stomach's a little off this afternoon. Again? It seemed like Graham's stomach was never on anymore. Did you go to the doctor? Oh, no, I'm fine, Graham waved at the air. I'm going to start dinner. She headed for the stairs. Ava picked up the pencil. Is something wrong with Graham? Yes, the voice said. It didn't elaborate. Ava wanted to throw the pencil across the room or break it in half, but she couldn't. She needed it. Her hands were shaking when she wrote the next question. Is Graham going to die? Yes, the voice answered, as calmly as if it were telling her the sky was blue. Ava put the pencil down and pressed the heels of her palms into her eyes. No, 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 Graham couldn't die. She couldn't leave Ava and Mom and Dad and Marcus and Emma. They all needed her so much. No. Ava had to call her parents. Maybe Graham was only going to die if whatever it was got worse. Could a pencil fact change once the pencil said it was true? Jason sure changed. Maybe the pencil would be wrong again. Maybe if they got Graham to a doctor right away, right now, she wouldn't die. Ava had to call her parents. She had to tell Graham. But what would she say? Graham obviously had no idea how sick she was. She was going to be terrified, or worse, she wouldn't even believe Ava, and she'd just laugh it off and then head down to the kitchen to make dinner and probably collapse right there. Ava couldn't slow her breathing. She felt like she might throw up or pass out or maybe both, but she forced herself to slow down. She took a shuddery breath and reached for the pencil. She needed to know how soon it was going to happen. In shaky letters she wrote, When is Graham going to die? The pencil didn't answer. Ava hated it. She choked out a sob and wrote so hard the tip broke off the pencil, but she kept going with a blunt point. Why won't you answer my question? Why won't you tell me when Graham is going to die? Because, the pencil said, I do not predict the future. Ava thought her head might explode. Then why did you tell me she's going to die? She is, the voice answered calmly. So are you. Everyone is going to die eventually. Ava dropped the pencil, sank back in her chair, and stared at the ceiling. She felt like a balloon that somebody blew too full of air and then let go of, so it raced all around the room and ended up a deflated, wrinkled blob. She couldn't make her heart slow down. She took a deep, shaky breath. Graham isn't going to die anytime soon, she told herself. Then why was she feeling so rotten all the time? Ava took a few more breaths. That dumb pencil was going to tell her what she wanted to know, whether it wanted to or not. She thought about how to say it, then wrote, What is the official medical explanation for why Graham has been feeling sick to her stomach lately? Lactose intolerance, the voice said decisively. Ava scribbled down the words, then wrote, What does that mean? Ava realized as soon as she wrote it that she'd just broken the don't ask questions Google can answer rule. Lactose intolerance, the voice said, means that the body cannot easily digest lactose, a type of natural sugar found in milk and dairy products. Ava stared at the words, lactose intolerance. Graham wasn't going to die. She wasn't even sick, not really. She just had to stop drinking milk, that was all. Ava felt as if her whole life had been stolen away and then given back to her, only brighter and shinier than before. She could go downstairs now and look up lactose intolerance on the computer and then show Graham. She'd say they'd talked about it in Life Science or something, and then Graham could go to the doctor and have him tell her for sure, and then everything would be back to normal. She stood up and started for the door, then paused and looked at the pencil on her desk. She was pretty sure the pencil wouldn't respond, but she picked it up and wrote, "Thank you," just in case it could hear. Oh, that was awesome. So she's learning a lot about this pencil and becoming frustrated with it too at times. So tomorrow night we will read chapter 22, which is called Dancing Red Shoes. So tune in. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your night. Bye, guys. See you later.